Hello everyone, this is Bitnologic again, coming at you with another video, or rather a live show this time, because I'm getting ready to have something very exciting coming up in the future. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit of that in the past couple of days, and that's what's been going on. So let's see here, let's update this page I have in front of me here, so we can see the chat and everything. There's one watching, welcome. Thank you for being here. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because let's see, let's pull it up here and get it running, because I've already muted the tab so it won't disturb the show or anything. But hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and just write something in the chat and let me know if everything is good. But yeah, I've been going through some things lately, and had my birthday recently, and it was probably my worst birthday ever. I was really sick that day in many different ways. First, hi Notorious. First, I had, like, due to what I'd eaten the day before, and that sort of thing, I was running to the bathroom. Shotgun, thanks for coming. And yeah, and so not only that, but that when that finally settled down, I had a headache. So I waited a while, and finally, when that cleared up, I was nauseous. So I had three different things uh, at the same time, and even yesterday, I've been working on something, like I said, because I have quite a nice surprise coming up in the future. I can't give you any promise as to when, because it's been slow going, because I've been waiting for some of the stuff that I've been waiting for from China, basically for my own project in that sense, but it has a positive effect for my viewers as well, which is basically this. Give me a second, and ooh, almost knocked it over. Giving you a chance. Of course, the colors are all off when I'm doing this on my phone, but giving you all guys a chance to win one of these, a Nintendo Classic. Never mind the colors, you all know what this looks like. And not only that, but you have a chance to get this as well as an extra controller. So that's what's going on, and that's what I've been working on. And all of this stuff, initially I bought this one to get an extra controller for mine. That was the main reasoning behind it to begin with. And then, of course, I don't need two Nintendos. So my thinking is to basically give you guys this one. But of course, I bought it slightly used. The guy hadn't used it much. It's not about that. But I basically used it as a template for what my project was, to learn the do's and don'ts and how to do it correctly. And it's been restored to original stock fashion, but it was just a few things that I was trying out to make sure how to do it and how it would work and everything like that. So it's fine in that sense. There's a couple of little things I still got to do, but it's all in good working order. And like I said, you get an extra controller with it. So, but the thing is, I paid for all of this stuff out of my own pocket. So the only clause I put on it is that if you are the lucky winner, then you basically have to pay for the shipping, because shipping in my country is I'm not even going to say, what it is in terms of, we might have some younger viewers here, but it's SOB price wise here in my country. And like I said, there's been some other stuff going on as well. Um, the thing is how I recently discovered that my my landlord hasn't been receiving full payment for the rent for almost a year, it seems. So more than a year, actually, 1 year and 3 months. So it's quite a bit of money. And so I've contacted the office now and not sent them the paperwork, but like sent them an email and gone through everything and asked them how this happened and why, and you need to fix this if it's on you, because I don't have any means to do anything about this. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you will get this if you win. I'm going to have a quiz coming up. Like I said, I can't say when because I have like a lot of stuff to do ahead of me right now. Not to mention the house, which is even worse than before because I've been working for a couple of days now. And when I do something in terms of work, this was different in terms of work. It wasn't like tidying up or cleaning the house, but it was still work, the technical side of what I was doing. So, you know, and when I do something like that, I'm messy. So basically, it's worse than ever. So that's one thing. And another thing is, of course, the financial situation. I don't know what's going on with the office. Why have they paid him too little? And it's not like they didn't pay him rent at all, thank God. But they paid him 500 less than he's supposed to have each month for about a year. And I've been having this feeling on and off that something was up. I didn't know what, but um, the thing is, like I said, it's one of those things. You clear one problem and then a new one shows up. So it's one thing after another. So hopefully everything is pretty straightforward, and it's just for them to reimburse him the missing money. But still, it's 7.5 grand, for that time that they've apparently have. Any positive updates? Yeah, like I said, my project has has gone well, so I'm pretty good in that sense. But yeah, it's difficult when you have to struggle every day to do something. Like I said to someone recently, that should be pretty straightforward. So to me, it's positive anyway. And also, another thing I should mention, I now have a PayPal. The link is in the description. So if you want to support me sometime, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $2, anything helps because I'm doing this all by myself and I'm not monetized. So if you want to support me, and I'm also thinking about maybe getting some kind of merch going. I have to come up with some kind of design, of course, but yeah, some t-shirts and maybe some hoodies if that's feasible. But like I said, I'm doing this out of idealistic, you know, from an idealistic standpoint, if you will. So everything I do, it has to be financially feasible as well. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're trying to get some more life going. And from what I heard, these Nintendo Classics are not going to be made anymore, and controllers as well. They're like, yeah, I see. Be right back. Yeah, no worries. Um, Even the controllers are like, in my country they were available, and there were 5 of them on the site that I had found that had like a reasonable price for them, and then just in 2 days or something like that, 1 or 2 days, 4 of them was gone. So I was like, okay, let me sit down and do this. And as I'm sitting down to do it, I update the page. The last one is gone. So I had to go on Amazon and eBay and stuff, and finally got that. So that's why it's been taking me a while to get to this point, because like I said, this was the last one that arrived. This one came from Russia. so so yeah, I'm betting, since this was from eBay, I'm betting that this is probably like a scalper. But I don't like scalpers, but when they're your only option, and thankfully he didn't charge like a ludicrous price. The price was actually below market price. So in that sense, it was good. But with the shipping, it came to the market price. So, but yeah, I bought these things, and I bought some Nincade boards for the systems to make them wireless, and I bought. Let me show you a mod kit for the controllers. You see the little plug instead where the cable used to be? Basically, this is a wireless original Nintendo controller, but it has the guts, if you will, is from 8BitDo. So it allows me to play the games that I really like wirelessly. So that's a benefit, I think. But yeah, everything looks wrong on the phone here. It's been like this since forever. I don't know why. But when I go live on my phone, the colors are all messed up. So the red buttons are actually showing up as blue. Nice blue, but still, it's actually red, and just like you remember the original. So that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I bought this and got myself to the situation where I could actually play wirelessly. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And if I could, like, because I ordered the one from Russia because there was something weird about the listing. It actually said it had been modified in the same way that mine has, but apparently it wasn't. It was just a standard regular cabled controller. So it wasn't actually done with the mod kit to be wireless. So that's of course something, but if it wasn't for that, because that's the reason I picked it up. I picked it up so whoever wins the Nintendo can have like an extra controller. And of course, if that one was wireless, that would be an even bigger thing, like sweetening the deal, so to speak. But alas, it turned out to be a regular controller, so I can't do anything about that. But another thing, I'm also waiting for the last package because everything has come except for one, and that's the extension cables. So as soon as I get a second set of those, if you're willing to wait, I can provide you with some extension cables. So that's something to think about too. But like I said, I have the quiz, but there's a couple of questions that are not exactly PG, so I need to remove them and try to come up with a couple of other questions. But it's 20. Now my tongue doesn't want to work. Let me grab a sip of cola. I was going to say, oh, the point that got lost. Where was I? Can anyone type it in the chat? Like I said, I have a million thoughts in my head right now. So, but yeah, that's what's. Oh yeah, the some of the questions are something I need to like make them a little bit more PG, if you will, and so everyone can participate. But it's basically 20 questions, and some of you know some of the answers, some of you don't. But it's basically who has the most right answers. You don't have to have all 20 questions correct, but if you have most of all who participate, then you are the lucky winner. You get the Nintendo and the controller. So, like I said, it's slightly used, but like I said, these are becoming scarce now, and basically, even me, I got a decent price on the thing itself, but with shipping it and everything, it was more than market price actually, about 250 over in my currency. So, like I said, if you want to support me, that's great, because I'm doing this all out of pocket. So, and of course, I did it before I knew this. So, but I've had this sneaking feeling on and off throughout 2018 that something wasn't right, and but you have these feelings from time to time, and you don't act on them because you're like, okay, the landlord hasn't said anything, so maybe it's nothing, maybe I'm wrong. And then, but when you come to the point where you're like something, and for my case, what happened, I was reading one of the, like the papers that you get with the decision, basically, and I was looking at one of them a while back, and I saw in it that it had written 6-3. in rent, and my rent is 6,800. So I was like, oh, that's not right. And so that was like the first indication that I was right. There was something going on. And the other day, not the other day, but a while back, a little while back, um, not long, like maybe a week or something, I was talking to my mother, and we came to discuss that topic, and I basically decided, let me look at the message, because I never throw important messages away. So I went to my phone, I looked at the message from my landlord, and sure enough, the rent is 500 more than what they have paid him. So had I known that at the time, I would have started saving already, because who knows how this is going to turn out. But hopefully it's just a mistake from their side, and they will fix it and everything will be fine. Who knows? It remains to be seen. But I'm still here, and I'm still beat, and that's the title of the. Because I've been away for a while, and I had this one video that I already shot, and the time I was going to upload it, there was a power out, and it wasn't even like because of bad weather or anything. It was actually because, you know, they had planned it, and so for someone like me, that's how I am anyway. How I'm put together. Like when I want to do something, I want to do it in the moment. I want to do it when it's fresh. I want to do it when it's recent. When I just did it, when I just shot it, that's when I want to upload. So, unfortunately for you guys, and I can only apologize, that was back in November. So, I'm sorry for that video not being up yet. But like I said, it does something to me when it happens like that, because it kills my drive and motivation completely, because the power was out for like hours. I don't know how long, but it was several hours, like a half day or something, at least. And so I was really disillusioned by it, and I've been thinking about it on and off here and there to try to get it up, but at the same time, it's a lot of different clips, you know? It's a lot of little pieces to stitch together. So it's time consuming, and it's a pain in the ass. So I don't know if I'll probably upload it at some point. I probably will. But like I said, first and foremost, I got to get through all of this. Yeah. Hi again, Notorious. And thanks for being with us. And also, yeah, that reminds me. I got to give a shout out to Johnny from Narvik Thai and Sushi, and also one of his family members. He's on YouTube, known as Lani, and you can check him out. It has like his name Lani, and then there's this smiley looking thing on the side of the name Lani, so then you'll know it's the. But yeah, apparently he does. I think, don't quote me on this, because I just subbed to him because he subbed to me. So, but that's from Johnny's family and the people who've been really great to me. Like, they've been supporting me in that sense ever since I did the what's it called, a national holiday video. They hooked me up with some food. I did some little advertisement for them, and again, I want to give a shout out to Johnny and Lani for supporting me and subbing to me and everything like that. So thank you. Hope you enjoy my content. I know it's not much, but it's mine. But yeah, I'm still waiting for. It's funny. I had some friends, but of course now that I'm using my phone, I can't even check if I had some friends that I was waiting for to come here, but some of them, they are in India, so it's getting late over there. And I did tag that one and everything, so hopefully she's here. Hi, Carrie. Yeah, thank you for showing up. Yeah, some of them are in India, so it's like 4 hours ahead of me, even, and it's 8 o'clock here, so it's midnight over there. Something like that, midnight, half an hour past midnight maybe, because it's like 4.5 hours, something like that they're ahead of me. So, but yeah, I was just sharing, Carrie, with the other people here that. Oh, there's no. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Jonny. Velkommen. I had to say welcome to him in Norwegian. That's him. Jonny Haugen. That's one of the guys who works and runs the Narvik Thai and Sushi. Where am I? I'm at home, Carrie. What do you mean? No, I'm not in India. If that's what you mean, like my friends, I have a couple of friends in India. I was talking to them on Discord, like texting with them, and we were the thing was buzzing, like they were talking all between themselves and everything. Oh, I'm in Norway. I'm in Norway. Scandinavia. You confused me with that question. I was like, but yeah, that's him. That's Johnny Hogan. I didn't know his last name, but yeah, it's kind of cool to have him aboard for this live show. It's not, like I said, it's not a big deal. But it's just a quick one to let you know, and I'll show it again for those of you who missed it. And of course, forgive me for the colors being all wrong. I don't know why they show up differently on this phone when I go live, because when I record it's fine, but when I go live they're all messed up. They're not correct. But yeah, this is what you have the chance to win. A Nintendo Classic. And not only that, but you have the chance to win a controller as well with it. If you win, you get both. Like, no, there's no bonus questions or anything like that to win the controller. If you win, you win it. You win the set. So it comes with one controller already, but you have another one if you need it. And like I said, unfortunately, the cables hasn't arrived yet, so you'll have to wait for that if you win and it's okay with you. But as I said, very importantly, previously in this show, you have to make sure you know that I can't afford to ship it, because shipping from here is very expensive, and I already paid quite a bit of dough to get all this stuff, not only for this one to be complete, but also to um, to get my own project up and running. And electronics, even if you buy it from China and you get good deals on it, it still costs a bit. So, and like I said before, there's also, if you feel like you want to and you have the opportunity to give $1 or two, there's a PayPal in my description, so you can actually support me now in that sense too, if you like. It's voluntary, so no strings attached. But I'm just letting you know that if I had known in beforehand that this financial, there he is. Hi, Richard. Painful. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I can only, like I said, I can only apologize. It's been a troubling time for me because, like I said, I couldn't get the one I recorded. I couldn't get it up to YouTube when I wanted because the power was out, and it kind of killed my spirit at the time. So, but it probably will be up eventually. But it's just, I'm not a factory, like I said to one person, a subscriber once, and so I got to do it the way it is. Like, I got to do it organically. So as soon as everything is sorted, we're going to have a little bit more structure to this. At least, hopefully, I'll be able to do it maybe like once a week. I hope something like that. Not every day, because that's too much, but I have a lot of ground to cover before that time. But like I said, I have this quiz coming up. I can't say when, but it will be in the near future. As soon as I've sorted out all the questions, because there was a couple of questions that are not exactly kosher. So, but yes, some of you know the answers, but it's like I said, it's very simple. You can even guess if you don't know, and the one who has the most correct answers will win the Nintendo and the controller. And I'll ship it to you, but you have to pay for the shipping. So that's the only thing, because I don't know how much it will be, but it stands to reason. I've sent a pair of headphones away once, and I paid like 500 for it in my currency in total. So let's say 500. Let's see, 8 by 8. I wish I had a calculator right now. Let me try do it on my phone, my other phone. Let's see if it has a calculator. I think it does, and I hope it does. Let's see what that is. Let's see. Divided by 8. No, that's not right. 8.6 equals. Yeah, about $60. Yeah, I can't use Google right now because Notorious, because I'm watching the screen on my channel and I'm just using my phone for a rough. But about $60 in shipping. It should be something like that. Worst case scenario. Because the thing I sent was for Canada, but I guess America is the same, roughly. So something like that. But to be on the safe side, anywhere between 60 and $100. So be aware of that if you want to participate in the quiz. So, but yeah, that's the only clause I have to put on it because I can't afford to ship it right now, like with my own money, because I spent the money on it. So, but yeah, the thing itself was a decent deal, but with shipping it came to market price and then even some. So, because here they aren't even sold in my country for, even when they came out as brand new, they don't come out to $60, which was the listing price in dollars when they came out. So no, we paid about, you could get them for that price. Some places had them, but of course it was limited amounts. So, but yeah, let's see. Yep. Like I said, I like. Thank you, Notorious. I know what the what's it called, the dollar is in terms of currency. It's about 8.6 here. So yeah, about $60 hopefully. But that's the thing for those, and I don't know who will. I don't know how I'm gonna make sure that the right people are there, so to speak. The people who not only would want something like that, but also who has the money to get it shipped. Because that's the one thing I can't do. Because if I was a big YouTuber with monetization and a million subscribers, then it wouldn't be such of a big deal. But since I'm doing this all by myself, it's quite different. But yeah, I'm good pretty much. It's it's hard to say how, like it's so random, if you will. It's so, yeah, maybe. Maybe Notorious. I don't keep up with it like on a regular basis, but that was last time I checked. It was about 860. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny you should mention that because we had a one of those currency calculators where it was actually to the point where it said, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, when you did the math according to the currency you were calculating, I was calculating it, and they weren't even having the right value for that currency. Like they weren't even on point with that. So the next time I was like, okay, I'm gonna use a different one. So in my country, that's basically how it is here. Like you can have different results using different, and these are like big famous ones from either banks or one was a newspaper, and it was the one from the newspaper that was actually completely way off. It was so far off compared to like, because when you pay something, you see the price in dollars, or and in some cases you even see it in Norwegian if you have crossed it off, and they weren't even lining up. So, of course, the currency can change a little bit, but still, it was it was like a big difference. Yeah, yeah. I use Google for the weather, so, but it's a shame. It's a real big shame that the one person from India wasn't here because I had a surprise for her. If she was here and typing in the chat, that would have been great, but maybe she's already gone to bed, you know. Like I said, it's midnight over there. But yeah, I'm good. Like I said before, I'm pretty good, but it's just the uncertainty of the situation right now. That's a little bit weird to deal with because, as I wrote to them in that email, I don't know how this happened or why it happened. So hopefully, like I said, it's just on them and they'll fix it and everything will be fine. But there's other things too. But you know, I'm the kind of person I don't. This is something that's specific and it's real. I know it's a fact, and I just have to deal with it. But some things are more obscure sometimes. You know, you just guessing. So, but yeah, the uncertainty is difficult. But yeah, it's been okay. It's been on, you know, like life itself. It has its up and downs. So, but yeah, I'm good for now. You know, and so but yeah, I'm really I'm really worn out though because I was trying all yesterday to make this wireless situation work and I couldn't figure it out. And then finally, I think it was like 4 in the morning. I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to bed. I'll just screw it back up and take a look at it tomorrow because that was on my own system. But that's what I was saying before. I basically used the other system as a testing tool because I was so frightened. I had read so many comments about these videos and people who couldn't make it work, you know. And thankfully, they've come up with a new version of the Hackchi. So now it's easier to fix a mistake, if you will. So when I couldn't get it to work, I just put it back to square one and tried again, and it worked. And then it's put back to stock again. So but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The chance to win a Nintendo, uh, and also on a little note when it comes to that. Obviously, since I now know how to do it, if you are the winner, let me know if you want me to enhance it, if you will. You know, because there might be something that you would like to be there that's not there, and that's basically why I did it because I needed Faxanadu on there. And also, like I said, with those cables being so ridiculously short, I wanted this. I wanted this to be able to play my favorite game because I've played it before and I think I might have even um, finished the game before, but I just want to see if I can do it now. If I ever did it, because I can't remember. I remember the ending somehow. I've seen it on YouTube as well, but I remember the ending, but I can't remember was it because I did it back in the day or not. So that was something that I love that game. Like it has its flaws. Like someone has pointed out, like the when you talk to someone, they blink their eyes like crazy, you know. And I agree with that. I wish it would be a little bit more organic that they would blink normally while talking, but it's just to emphasize that they are talking to you, to give the character a little bit of life. So, and if you hear a little bit of a humming now, that's my computer revving up the fan, you know, my old dog. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too much. I have heard people in the past on Hangouts and sometimes on Discord point out that they can hear it. So I don't know. Hopefully you can't, but yeah, I can hear it through my headphones and me talking. So it's definitely possible. So, but yeah, where was I? Like I said, I'm tired because I was so frustrated yesterday. I feel like we have an expression. I don't know what you say in English, but in my country we say to bought the cat in the bag. If you have bought the cat in the bag, it means you have paid for something and you're not happy with the result. And in some cases, you could say worst case scenario, you've even been cheated. Like if you bought something, like I did once, I bought some PlayStation 3 controllers and thinking they were real and they turned out to be fake. That is like the worst case scenario of buying the cat in the bag. And I think the expression comes from back in the day when, you know, before the animal rights groups like PETA and similar groups, because when people had a cat and they wanted to get rid of it, they would put it in a sack, in a bag of some sorts, and make sure it had a few holes, not enough for the cat to get out, but you know, enough for the water to get in. So they would basically put it in the water somewhere, and I think that's where it comes from. So if you were to buy a bag of that, a dead cat inside a bag, you know, it would be how can I say? You would have been cheated, you know. So I think that's where the expression comes from. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Johnny was here before. Maybe he knows. I don't know, but it's a very common classic Norwegian expression symbolizing that you have spent your money poorly, you know. So I was like, oh shit, I can't get it to work. And then finally today, because I saw it said Bluetooth connection under the one that said switch, and I was like, it's worked just as the others didn't work. So, but I just tried it, and thankfully it did work. So now I can actually use that controller for the Nintendo. And let me see. I'm gonna have to try to put the phone down for a bit. You'll see my roof, but I'll try to grab the thing, um, the wireless board, to show you what it looks like in case you haven't seen it before. Give me just a second. Let's see. At least I can show you the package, but I don't want to be bothered by opening it up and everything like that. But and this one is yellow and red, but it's purple and faint yellow on the screen. But Nincade, that's what they call Brook Nincade. If you buy one of these, and that's another thing I wanted to do with this video, because I watched a ton of these videos and I did it yesterday and still I couldn't get it to work. So that's what I wanted to do as well. I wanted to tell you, when you install one of these boards, I did everything correct in that sense. I updated it before I plugged it in and everything, and connected it inside and taped it inside the system, because it comes with like a little double-sided tape, so you can just stick it on the shield, you know, and you put it with the back side of the board, you know, where you put that one down and you leave the components upside, because there's only like a couple components on the bottom. They're really small, so they'll be fine. But what I wanted to share in this video as well, because no one that I've seen who's doing videos about modding your NES Classic to be wireless with these Nincade boards have mentioned how you pair the controller, because obviously the controller is like, the shell is a Nintendo, like the buttons, the faceplate, the plastic, everything, and everything inside except for the PCB board. So that's from 8-bit though. And reading their instructions that came with the mod kit, it's very limited how, and when you try that method, it's not going to work. It's not going to pair with the Nincade board that way. And so out of pure desperation, and because I saw it said Bluetooth connection under the one that said switch, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and use that one just to see, because I wasn't expecting much. I wasn't expecting it to work at all, in fact. But it actually did. So if any one of you wants to buy an Nincade board and the mod kit for the original controllers, which makes them wireless, you have to use the one that says switch. The one that's right under the header of switch. That one will work, and then you just wait for it to go solid blue, and then you're ready to go. So it will pair with an Nincade board or even, and I knew this would work with the retro receivers, so I picked one of those up, but I didn't know if it was going to work with the Nincade board, but they actually do. And I think they do, because they actually, Nintendo themselves made a couple of controllers just like this for for the Switch. But the thing is, you put them on like where you see the. I'm showing you the place where the plug-in here for the charging is. But on that side, the top spine, if you will, the when you hold the controller like so upwards, this top here. On the Switch ones, they actually have a couple of things, to slide it on the Switch, and they will actually be sideways on the Switch. Special controllers that are designed to look the same, but basically they how can I say, they are just controllers for the Switch. They're not, and you can use them, of course, when you detach them. Then you can use them as an old school Nintendo controller for some of those games on the Virtual Console. I think I don't know if they have Virtual Consoles, but I know they have some of the old school games coming to the Switch. But I don't have a Switch. I don't need a Switch. I don't want a Switch. I would rather have a real classic, not classic Nintendo, one of these mini systems, but I would rather have an original one, like the old school OG Nintendo or Super Nintendo, than one of those classics, and even the Switch. But I'm happy with these, because you can add games to them and things like that, and you can make them wireless. So thank God for those innovative people, who actually have the how do you call it, the drive to come up with something like that, which makes the impossible possible, and 8BitDo for helping in that effort as well. So those people, working together to making something like that possible, because it's a mystery, how Nintendo didn't make wireless controllers with these from the get-go. It's beyond me. And same with PlayStation 3. Like, I ended up with a couple of fake ones from China. And if Sony, because I'm not telling them to like keep producing the system, that's fine. Quit the system when the new one comes out eventually. That's fine. But if they could keep selling the controllers, there wouldn't be a fake market. So, and it would be a steady source of income from them, because the systems are the last thing to break down. Controllers break down more easily. So it's beyond me why these companies don't do that. In this case, Sony, but also when this thing came out, the Nintendo Classic. Imagine, like I said to someone in a fairly recent time, imagine if Nintendo had made their own wireless controllers for the system and built in wireless capabilities into the box. They would have been amazing. But then you have to have people like 8BitDo go and make the thing for the controller, and the people who are behind Nincade to provide the thing inside the machine, so you don't have to have any dongles. And a good thing about it too, uh, this Nincade board, it actually allows you to still use the controller port. It doesn't eliminate the port, it just adds a Bluetooth functionality. So it's basically a little Bluetooth board that you add inside the machine. You bypass it through a cable that comes with it. You tape it down. You pair your controller to it. Boom, you're good to go. So, and I also want to thank all those people that I've been watching: Mad Little Pixel, Rock Solid Productions, people like that. Uh, People like RGT85. Um, Everyone that's given me some kind of input in this effort to making this work, and of course the people behind Hakchi, and the people that actually um, you know do the videos to show you how it's done. And then, but like I said, there's no other video out there who tells you how to pair, because it's not obvious, because you see it and you think it's N30, because that's the listing of the controller, the guts that you get from 8BitDo. It's listed as an N30, not a switch, but you have to use the switch scheme for Bluetooth, and then it connects. So I wanted to let that be said and get out there, because as I said, despite their videos being really helpful, when you look at the instructions that come with the mod kit, it's not obvious that it's that one you need to use. So, but yeah, I wanted to make sure because I want you guys to have the best opportunity. And like I said, let me know when the time comes. If you are the winner, let me know if you want me to add functionality to it and enhance it, if you will. But also, like I said, I can't give a date, unfortunately, because things are quite, I don't know what to call it even, but they're kind of sketchy right now. Like, I don't know what's going on and how long it's going to take for it to be ordered and fixed. So, but yeah, I'll be back, and hopefully next time it will be when the actual quiz is there. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for taking the time to listen. And I'm really sorry that my friends from India didn't show up because, like I said, it's probably a little bit late, but we've been going for 45 minutes now. So, uh, but yeah, it's definitely something to think about, and I think it's pretty cool. And now I've put the information out there that if anyone, because I can't do it for you because I don't have the money to get more of this stuff now, because like I said, little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually it adds up. So if you can do the shipping, if you're the winner, that's great, because that's how it has to be. But again, thank you for being with me, and like I said, this is just a quick one. It's actually run longer than I was planning on, but still, it's fairly quick compared to what was actually gonna be up first, the video I already shot. So that will hopefully be up in the future, but stay tuned and pay attention, because in the time, and if nothing else, even if you miss it, I'll make sure that the quiz questions will be in the description, if it's room for it, hopefully, because it's 20 questions, so hopefully there's no I know the description thing is longer than the title thing, so it should be possible. I hope so. But yeah, if you miss the show itself, you can still, like, yeah, me too, Notorious. Not that I have anywhere to run, but I just want to simmer down a little bit, because like I said, the last couple of days I've been really busy trying to make this thing work, and finally today, because like I said, yesterday 4 in the morning, I was just like, fuck it, I'm giving up right now, and then I'm just coming back to it tomorrow and see what happens, see if I can figure it out, and sure enough, I did. So you asked initially, like, if there's any positive updates. I think that's a positive update, because like I said, I'm still here and I'm still doing things, but it's been a bit slow going lately. So sorry about that, but thank you for sticking around, and stay tuned, because things are coming. We just have to get to the point where, or I have to get to the point where, it's a bit more predictable, if you will, and I know what's going on. So, and not to mention, I also got to do more around the house, especially now since I've been making a bigger mess of it since I've been doing this work. So, anyway, that's all I had for now. Thank you guys, and have a great day, a great Saturday, and don't party too hard tonight. And I'll see you all on the next one. This is Beatnologic signing out, saying thank you for taking the time to listen. If you like it, click the like. 2 of you already have. If you don't, click the dislike. And I'll see you next time. And as I always say, peace, everyone.